All right. Now for this practice problem, we have Jose and Erica, and they're disagreeing about the transformation that occurred. Jose says that the pre-image, that's this one, because there's no little apostrophes, he says it was rotated or turned, and Erica says it was reflected. So Jose rotated, Erica reflected. Now, who's correct? The easier transformation for me to do is a reflection because I just flip it over. Now, say this is the line that I'm going to flip it over. If I flipped it over, then this would be D prime. So if this were a reflection, D and E would be at the top, but they're at the bottom. So this is not a reflection, okay? If I turn it, so first if I turn it up and it looks like that, the A would be here, the E would be here. Then if I turned it again, the A would be here, the E would be here. So this was a rotation. It was turned clockwise. We haven't heard that word yet, but this was turned, right? So I turned it this direction. And after two little turns, I can see that the letters line up with what's on the paper here. So Jose is correct. This image, this pre-image was rotated. So here is an example of a way to write your response to get full credit. Jose is correct, comma, the pre-image was rotated. It says who's correct and why. It's easier for me to explain why it's not a reflection, so that's how I'm going to go about explaining it. If it had been reflected, comma, D prime and E prime would have been at the top of the image. Period. That's all it takes. Don't need a paragraph. Just explain to me, how do you know you're right? We have one more example, then you're going to practice on iExcel and then take your exit ticket.